We have the Pledge to Allegiance, and Ms. Rosales has some special people to come up and lead us. Ms. Rosales.
Thank you, Ms. Bratton. Well, today we have the privilege of having kids who participated in the BizTown, and they are from Homer Pitter campus, and the students' names are Josie Lanier from 5th grade, Shepard Holden from 5th grade, Taylor Hazen from 4th grade, and they're accompanied by their teachers, Ms. McHenry and Ms. Akers. Thank you so much, guys, for coming and doing the pledge. We're very honored that you're doing that.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We will now be having our moment of silence. During this moment of silence, we need to remember Mr. Dodd at Browns Chapel, whose father passed away this week, and Dr. John Ash, whose sister passed away this week. John Ash is at Central Magnet. Thank you. Let's take a look at the agenda, please. Number 4. Do I have questions or comments on the agenda? There are no questions or comments. I will entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Anyone wishing to abstain? Number 5, approval of the consent agenda. I will give you a moment to look at it. Do you have any questions or comments? Seeing none, I will entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Thank you. Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, no. Anyone wishing to abstain? Motion passes. We will now go to number 6, which is public comment. I have 3 people here. I'm going to start with Ms. Micaiah Brown. Are you here? Okay. How about Ms. Allison Brown? Are you here? Thank you. Tammy Kelly. Ms. Kelly, there will be a light that goes on in front of you, and you have 3 minutes, and it'll kind of give you your time management.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Good evening. First, I want to acknowledge everyone on the board tonight and say that I know it's not easy being where you sit, and whether I personally agree or disagree with some of your opinions or thoughts, I want to honor you with a thank you for being willing to serve our community, our students, parents, teachers, in this manner. And it is my prayer that all of you have good intentions for what you serve in this way. But I'll just leave that up to the good Lord to judge. It's no surprise to us that we are in an election cycle, and by all the political signs that we're seeing around town. Recently, I saw a political campaign flyer on Facebook being used to smear Caleb Tidwell as he is up for re-election. This flyer was smearing false information and basically a flat-out lie, saying that Caleb Tidwell opposed raising teacher raises. If anyone really wants to know the truth for themselves, instead of just trusting these political smears, they should go view the school board meeting from April 19th, where Caleb Tidwell did bring a motion to give teachers their raises, but called for a pause to take a closer look at a few recommendations with some salary increases that he felt needed a bit more clarification. Caleb, I and many other taxpayers appreciate your effort to try to get some clarity for some of the pay raises that were not just 6%, but some that were in the ranges of 20, 30, and even 60% increase. Caleb, I want to thank you for being a man of your word, for having the standard and character and integrity to ask questions so that we can have clear answers as your constituents. You are doing your due diligence and working for the people who elected you to office, and for those like myself who support your efforts. I want to encourage you, Caleb, to keep up the good work and to know that even though you may not see us, there are many of us watching and paying attention to what's going on in these meetings. I also want to encourage you to continue to stay true to your morals and values as you demonstrated in the final vote on April 19th. It would have been hypocritical of you to have had the concerns that you had and then to turn around and vote yes. And so I applaud you for taking a stand for your moral character. As a taxpayer and as a believer, I appreciate the godly character you display and that you stand for integrity above all politics. Thank you, Caleb, and continue the good work.
Thank you. Did Allison Brown come in? Okay. I've already called your name, but I'll let you come up. You know you have 3 minutes, and
Yes, ma'am.
you've done this
I was
before,
just,
so.
when I signed up just to be a support to my daughter, Makia Brown, and she can clarify some things that were, I don't think there were some questions or something that you all wanted to ask. But I did want to let you all know that since her 1-year suspension, I'm honored to say she has done very well. She's done counseling and some other things that she will be able to speak to you all further about. But if you have any questions for me, I'm open for any questions.
No one? Okay, thank you. Kayla Brown? You know the lights in front of you can help you with your time management.
Okay. I'm Akia Brown, and I have completed everything. I don't work for the city of Murfreesboro. I work for Murfreesboro Transit. As far as adding those 2 years, I've completed my 2 years, and on the all-call it says or equivalent. I've done 3 years, and to add more years, I don't think that's fair to me. Honestly, I don't. And as far as those students, they haven't rode all year. They wasn't even supposed to be riding then. They were getting dropped off to ride with friends, but they don't ride 163. And I've talked to the parent, and she's talked to the parent as well. So with me not driving 163, I don't understand why that would be a problem as well. Drug testing background, that's fine, you know. Do y'all have any questions?
Yes.
So there's a list here of things that that we were proposed.
Yes, ma'am.
And so I'm just wondering, what have you done in those 2 years, and is there any proof or evidence that it has been done?
Yes, ma'am. I have did the de-escalation course, and I've been talking with my pastor for counseling as well.
Okay, so you did the de-escalation course?
Yes.
Where is this
It's online.
online? Do you have a receipt of a certificate of some sort?
This is all they gave me at the end of it, but it says, thank you for participating in this training.
Okay, is it okay if we look at it?
Sure.
Did you,
I didn't know I was supposed to do that, but I did just recently do that
when, just recently?
when I watched the board meeting the other day.
So you just completed this?
I didn't know I was supposed to do that. All I know that I was supposed to wait for a year and some kind of counseling. So I was talking with my preacher.
Okay. Do you have a, so you just completed this on Tuesday?
Yes, ma'am.
What day was Tuesday? February
20.
20. All right. In regards to your said counseling with your pastor, do you have a record, a letter stating that with your pastor that you and him have been together, talking, how many hours that he can vouch for?
I was going, when I first started, once a week. I have 2 kids myself.
I understand. Is there any way to have, this letter's not signed, it's not on letter?
Yes, ma'am, I can give you his number.
I don't know if anyone on the board would like to see this letter or not.
I can give you his number.
Was this, did you had any chance to forward that to transportation and this?
That's why they said I haven't completed anything. I didn't know it was my first time doing this, so.
Okay. Okay. All right, well, thank you. Well, that's all the questions I have. You can take your.
Thank you. Mr. Tidwell?
Just for clarity's sake, you wouldn't have known that you had to complete it because we haven't decided yet or voted on what needs to be done. These are just recommendations,
Right.
just to clear.
Right.
Anyone else? Thank you. Number 7, Rutherford Proud.
All right, so the first one we have is the Battle of the Skills CTE Construction Contest. So Ms. Tyra Pilgrim, would you mind coming up and giving us a little information about it? I know you didn't expect to, but congratulations, you're going to tell us a little bit about it. I believe we have Smyrna and Oakland here, correct? Thought so.
Which I'm going to bring them up because my
Even
teachers
better.
are here. Mr. Haynes,
That's even better.
come on up. He's with Oakland. And yes, sure. Or is that okay to go ahead and bring the students up?
Absolutely.
Myrna, if you want to
Come
come.
on up. Come on down.
And while they're
Two
coming,
separate things, right? Or is everybody together? Come on up.
While they're coming up, I'll read. So Oakland High School hosted the 3rd annual Battle of the Skills contest in January. The event was an opportunity for RCS students in construction classes from multiple high schools to come together and test their knowledge against one another. Students from Oakland, Smyrna, and also Camden County High School competed in the competition, and Rockville High School's construction teacher observed the contest and plans to join next year. So, you guys want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us about it.
All right. Okay, so I'm Mr. Haynes. These are my students, and of course, Mr. Pitt's students here. So I became a teacher because I wanted to help students become the greater them, right? And as my job as a teacher, I just say, hey, look, check this out. You know, you can learn something, right? And so really my students are the heroes because they go forth and learn it, right? So really any recognition here is really for them, so because they're amazing, right? And the same is with Mr. Pitt's students as well. So do you want to add something?
I spent 32 years in the trades and kind of got out of that. Got into teaching here, looking to give back, of course, to the trades in this. And the median age for the trades is about my age, so you've got a mass exodus out of the trades program. So I'm really glad, thankful for the support from everybody, from Mr. Lewis, Ms. Tyra, to Mr. Haynes. He's been just a big impact on me. Also, Mr. Harris and Dr. Sutherland. at Smyrna there, just so supportive of this, but like we say, we're training the next generation right here. So you never know, one of those cold days when you got a water pipe frozen, one of these may show up at your house right here.
Could be. I would like for you to introduce your students to us, if you don't mind.
So this is Zoe Mahana, and Zoe, she competed in the trust building contest, and she got third in that. She beat some of the guys.
Go girl.
And let's see, who else? Manuel, he was young, he's not with us tonight. Then we have Luke Wolf, Luke, and Gabriel Sutherland. They competed in the conduit digging contest. And then we have Alan, he was in the electrical contest, and Jared Costa here also. So we did the contest, was actually comprised of about 4 different contests, from conduit into the truss building, electrical and plumbing. And we've expanded it this year. Cannon County was here this year. Rockville, they got a new teacher in. We're hoping to see more out of them. And also maybe looking to expand it to a Coffee County and hopefully get them in and just make this a surrounding county type deal. But I'll let Mr. Haynes
Introduce your students to us, please.
So this is Jordan here and Chezik here. So they're future plumbers to be.
Oh.
So they're both in my MEP class, which is a second year class, and all they want to do is just make some fine. Right? So this is Nolan, and we're missing Britt tonight because she's not feeling well. But they are amazing electricians. I feel confident, like if I were to say, hey, go wire this house, they would, and they could. So I've had students graduate from my program and have. So these two down here, this is Nick in Boston. So they're both also amazing electricians. So they did the conduit bending at the contest. So I'm really impressed with all of our students, both mine and Mr. Pitts. They do amazing jobs.
We are very, very proud of all of you. Do what? Oh, we've got a video?
Wonderful. Let's watch the video.
Nobody told us. Yay. Mr. Tidwell?
If any of our students wanted to say something, would they be able to?
Absolutely. Please, come forward.
Hello, my name's Nolan White. I am Mr. Haynes'
the best student, obviously. I just wanted to thank Mr. Haynes. I know he calls us his heroes, but to be quite honest with you, I view Mr. Haynes as my hero. I think this is a great thing to be able to do. This is my first year in it as a senior, and I've learned so many things. I've got so many opportunities to meet people. Like you were saying, I think it's great that so many schools can come together and be able to do this sort of thing with each other. I think everyone benefits from it.
We agree. I do believe that I'm correct in saying these would be the students that would build our portables if we ever get them to this point.
I'm taking notes, and yes, we would love
Are you getting phone numbers, address? Yeah.
He's going to grade on a curve.
Yeah. We appreciate it, and I imagine Mr. Evans, do you want to take their picture outside? What do you want to do?
Yes, I would love to do that.
You-
I also want to give credit to Barton Henley in the communications department. He actually did that video and had a lot of fun doing it. So
Well, that video was a lot of
and they made it easy because they're so good at what they do. He had too much footage to use.
That's great. If you all would like to step out into the vestibule.
Ms. Bratton.
Oh, yes.
Oh, one last thing. I just want to say something real quick. I believe that college is an option, not a requirement. And these are all very high-demand skills. I went to college, graduated MTSU, didn't use my degree at all, and I'm in the construction world. There's a lot of high-paying jobs out there that you don't have to take on a mountain of debt to do and provide for your family. So I love that the district is doing this. Let's just keep expanding this program. Proud of you guys.
Absolutely.
I do want to say thank you to Mr. Pitts and Mr. Haynes, because just like we saw at the school where we were all at today, CTE is alive and well in Rutherford County, and we're just going to keep moving forward and getting bigger. And this is CTE month, so February is CTE month, so I'm so glad we were able to spotlight some of the CTE programs today. And so thank you again. Thank you, students. You guys are amazing, and I am very blessed and excited for the future because we're producing them. Rutherford County's great. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. Wait till they get out. Number 2.
All right, number 2, the board would like to congratulate Sumatra Brandon Drayton, principal of Holloway High School. She was recognized at the county commission meeting on February 15th. Ms. Drayton received a resolution of extraordinary service and leadership presented by Commissioner Hope Oliver. They are a level 5 school, also a reward school that was announced last week. And Ms. Drayton, do you want to say anything? We are very proud of this.
We would like for you to come up here. We want everybody to see you. She didn't want to do this, so we drug her out.
You don't have your new shirt either? I think it'd be great to show.
Show it, bring it.
Show us that shirt.
I told her those were your favorite colors.
I absolutely love it.
Black and gold, right? There we go.
It'll catch it over there.
I just want to thank you guys for this, even though I don't like this kind of stuff, but mainly because my family has made so much fun of me because they're like, how old are you? How old do you have to be to get this? You know. But at Holloway, we are goal diggers, and we have accomplished a lot of our goals. And we're a trauma-informed school. We are also a level 5 school, and we were recognized as a reward school. So that's what the T-shirt said. But thank you. I'm still having fun, and that's why I'm still doing this. So
And you're
thank
still
you.
doing a great job. We
Thank you.
appreciate you, Ms. Drayton.
Great job.
I also want to say for a small school, especially like Holloway, it is extremely hard to get reward school status because just about every kid has to meet exactly what they need. If you have one student in a class who doesn't perform, it can absolutely remove your ability to be a reward school. So, great job.
Guest speaker.
All right, so next we have, I believe, Mrs. Akers, are you here somewhere? Yes. So
Yes, there
if you want to
she
come
is.
on up, and then I'll read this while they're doing it. If you want to take it, go for
No,
it.
no, no. I just wanted to say that I left off Miss. I wanted to include also as well not only Miss Akers, but also Miss Jill McHenry, because she's also a part of that program, and so I just want to make sure that as we talk about this program introducing, that her name gets mentioned.
Absolutely.
Thank
We'll put that in the minutes. So we had our 4th and 5th grade students from Homer Pier Campus School participate in an immersive learning experience at Junior Achievement of Middle Tennessee's BizTown in Nashville. These students spent weeks preparing, including job interviews and acquiring life and business skills. JA's BizTown integrates classroom instruction with a full-day excursion to a simulated town. This highly regarded educational opportunity empowers elementary school students to run banks, oversee restaurants, write checks, participate in mayoral elections, facilitating a tangible connection between classroom concepts and real-world applications. And so we have several students here tonight. Homer Pitter's one being highlighted. We have other schools who also participate. I know last year I had one of my kids participate, and he ended up, I don't remember what role he was in, but I knew he was mad when he came home because it did not go how he went, so how he wanted to. So I turn it over to you guys.
So a few weeks ago, Campus School 4th and 5th graders got a taste of the real world by attending BizTown. BizTown is offered by Junior Achievement and gives students an idea of what it's like to run a business, balance a budget, and manage employees. It is located in Nashville and is set up like an actual town. The program combines in-class learning with a 2-day simulation where students can become a BizTown citizen, operate a bank, manage a restaurant, become a radio station or television host, or make deliveries for UPS. Throughout the program, students are taught soft skills such as leadership, communication, time management, and teamwork. Students can run for BizTown Mayor, which we have with us today, learn about financial literacy and how to stop by the bank and still have time to eat your lunch, which is a big deal. So we get to go for 2 days, and on that first day, some of them come back and say, I got one bite of my sandwich, and that was it. So that's very important to figure that out. It helps students connect what they learn in school with the real world. One of my favorite aspects about BizTown is the incredible growth that I see in my students. To see a shy and anxious child who doesn't even want to speak up in class gain enough confidence to stand up and give a speech in front of 100 BizTown citizens and volunteers and adults is just the best thing. It makes everything worth it. The entire experience helps build my students' confidence and leadership skills, and those lessons will last a lifetime. What makes this experience even greater is the collaboration that takes place between our teachers and our school counselor, Mrs. Akers. She incorporates career readiness lessons into her curriculum that support BizTown prep for our students, and I can't thank her enough.
Yes, so as a school counselor, I'm able to provide lessons that the students can receive some modeling and teaching for those soft skills, those making eye contact and those firm handshakes that we're looking for. Special thank you to Ms. Rosales and Ms. Bratton and Mr. James Evans. They came to our BizTown interview event and made it even more special. I'm also able to teach some career exploration in my class, so they take interest surveys and help match their interests with future potential careers. So that in collaboration with what our classroom teachers are doing and then getting that real world experience just makes it wonderful. So we brought 3 students with us today to tell you a little bit about what it is like as a student at BizTown. My first student here is our elected mayor, Shepard Holder. And then we have Ms. Josie Lanier and Tala Hassan.
As elected mayor, I learned that strong leadership plays a big role in any job or in life in general. A strong leader is responsible for their work, a good communicator, and trustworthy.
BizTown taught me how important budgeting your money is. Some of the valuable skills I learned include how to write a paycheck, use a debit card, and deposit deposit money withdrawal to spend. In preparation for BizTown experience, we interviewed for jobs. Our interests as well as our skills were matched to the greatest position.
At BizTown, I learned that it was important to listen to each other's ideas and come to solutions together. It takes everybody working together to make a business a success. These concepts can be applied to all areas of our lives. Thank you for listening to our experiences. We hope other students enjoy this program like we did.
Thank you. Josie. I got to judge Josie, and I recognized her as soon as she came in. She was phenomenal. I think Mr. Evans wants to take your pictures, so if you'd like to go outside into the vestibule. Oh, Ms. Sharp, I'm sorry.
That's
I did not
okay.
see
You might want to remind the parents. That's okay. You might want to remind the parents that they can see this video tonight because they will be on video other than what you got on your phone. So you can send that to your family and relatives. It's on YouTube.
Yes, yes, they will all be there. So if you'd like to step outside so that Mr. Evans can take your pictures. And parents, you may go with them if you would like. Number 9.
Before I read number 9, so I just want to say thank you guys for doing that. I know it takes a little bit of extra time to recognize our students, but it keeps us focused on what's truly important. So, all right, number 9, safety, school safety training. Rutherford County Schools received 4 proposals for safety training for middle and high school teachers scheduled for March 5th and a June date to be determined. The first vendor has withdrawn their proposal. Recommended motion is to accept one of the 3 proposals for the March 5th and June safety training.
Are there questions or comments? No one has a question or a comment. I will entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Second. You need to pinpoint
Define,
which
you gotta define.
proposal. I'm sorry.
My apologies. Move to go with the recommendation of Defense Systems to complete our safety training.
Thank you.
And I
Now I need a
second that.
second. Thank you. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Anyone wishing to abstain? Motion passes. Legal.
All right, thank you. Next, we have legal tab 2, out-of-county transfer student number 1. The board's been requested to admit a transfer student from another school system under discipline. The student was remanded for a group fight. According to policy 6.318, the board may deny admissions of any student except those in state custody when a student transfers from another school system while under suspension or expulsion. Director of Schools' recommendation is to deny admission. However, the board can admit or deny the admission of this out-of-county transfer student as presented. And you all had these files emailed to you last week, and then you've had them as well Tuesday at the work session.
That's correct. So therefore, I will entertain a motion.
Move to deny.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Anyone wishing to abstain? Deny admission. Number 2.
Number 2 is the board's been requested to admit a transfer student from another school system under discipline. Student was remanded for a group fight. According to policy 6.318, the board may deny admissions of any student except those in state custody when a student transfers from another school system while under suspension or expulsion. Director of Schools' recommendation in this case is deny. However, the board can admit or deny the admission of this out-of-county transfer student as presented.
Do I have a motion?
Move to deny.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Anyone wishing to abstain? We are denying admission. Number 3, social media multi-district case.
All right, so bear with me. So this is the social media multi-district litigation suit. The board has been briefed on this several different times. The Rutherford County Board of Education has been asked to join in suing certain social media companies, including Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, and YouTube for damages arising to students caused by their social media products. The suits are being brought forth in a multi-district litigation matter which is being heard in California. Social media has become a fixture in the lives of students and becomes an obsession for many students. Many students seem to be addicted to these products. These products have created multiple problems for schools and are alleged to have caused or exacerbated mental health issues for students and led to other damages. Social media companies have often failed to implement sufficient measures to protect minors and students from harmful content. Social media is designed to lure and attract viewers to their content with inadequate measures to verify age or mental condition. Multiple lawsuits are alleging the social media companies have failed to use adequate age verification measures, have insufficient parental controls, program endless scrolling, generate auto notifications, and utilize algorithms to target adolescent and teen students. If Rutherford County Board of Education elects to join this multi-district litigation, the legal firms handling the case will be responsible for the court cost, and there will be no attorney fees owed to the firms unless there is a monetary judgment or settlement obtained. In the event there is a monetary judgment or settlement obtained, the attorney's fees will be 1/3 of the whole amount collected. The suit would be filed against Meta Platforms Incorporated, Facebook Holdings LLC, Facebook Operations LLC, Instagram LLC, Sequels and Company Incorporated, Meta Payments Incorporated, Snap Incorporated, TikTok Incorporated, ByteDance Incorporated, Google LLC, YouTube LLC, and other social media companies determined by the attorneys handling the case to be responsible for damages. And you pretty much have the floor. If the board is interested in this, we would need to have a motion to move forward as presented.
Do any of you have any questions?
Ms. Bratton,
Yes, sir.
even if there was no potential monetary gain that could come back to the school district, there's no way for us to lose money. But even if there was a way for us to gain money from it, or there wasn't, I would still be completely for this. I don't think there's anybody that has kids that doesn't think this is an issue. So this is a wonderful thing, and I hope that this suit goes through in favor of districts all over the nation.
I agree with you, Mr. Tidwell.
Madam Chairwoman, I concur with what Mr. Tidwell has said. We are at a crisis point with our kids, and what started out as bad has only gotten worse, and since COVID, it seems like it's even worse. And I concur, whether we get a dime out of this or not, it sends a message, and maybe it'll finally do some good.
I agree. This is the same, for those of you who are listening in, this is the same kind of suit that they did against Jewel. And we all know that they won the suit against Jewel. And they had to change everything. So we're hoping for a good outcome. Anybody need to ask Mr. Reed anything? All right, I will entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Anyone wishing to abstain? We will be proceeding to file the suit. Thank you, Mr. Reed. All right, number 2, instruction. Number
I
11.
almost voted on accident on that because I have 2 young kids. I almost said
just
aye,
don't
and I don't
know.
vote. So
You can't vote.
no, I cannot. All right, instruction tab 3. This is a resolution requesting the state to establish a chess program in schools. The board has the resolution in front of them. If anyone wants Mr. Reed to read that, he absolutely can. The resolution requesting the state to establish a chess program in schools. Research has shown that chess instruction has a positive effect on math and cognitive ability in primary and middle school students. Chess training has also been linked to improved skills in critical thinking, problem solving, planning, and memory. The skills learned in chess reach beyond the academic setting and lay a foundation upon which students may grow and develop intellectually and professionally. Implementing a chess program within public schools can be expected to enhance students academically and allow students to work together in a program which fosters intellectual growth among their peers. Recommended motion to adopt the resolution requesting the state adopt a chess program for public schools which will be accessible to all students.
Thank you. Did we read this on Tuesday? That's what I thought. That's why I wanted you to come up and read it, if you don't mind.
This resolution was proposed by Mr. Tidwell, so appreciate him bringing this forward. This is a resolution of the Board of Education requesting that the Governor's Office develop and fund a program to support the integration of chess instruction into the student coursework. So this is a resolution not just for chess clubs, but it's a more intensive chess program that would allow students to build critical thinking skills, problem-solving skills, and other things that they can use in school beyond just the chess game itself. So what this resolution says, it says, whereas research has demonstrated a positive effect of chess instruction on math and overall cognitive ability in primary and middle school students, and whereas chess training is linked to the improvement of specific cognitive skills, including critical thinking, problem solving, planning, and memory, which are essential skills for academic success in subjects such as math, science, and language arts. And whereas chess promotes the development of skills that reach beyond the academic setting, including discipline, focus, perseverance, while these attributes can also support better study habits and overall academic performance. And whereas through teacher training, student engagement, research, collaboration, and community awareness, the integration of chess instruction into student coursework can be expected to produce the following outcomes. A, improve critical thinking skills among students. B, enhanced conflict resolution abilities. C, increased interest in scholastic activities. And D, positive impact on mathematics achievement. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Rutherford County Board of Education that I hereby request that the state legislature and governor's office create a program to support and implement a chess instruction program in our public schools. The program shall consist of the following components and funding allocations: workshops to train teachers in incorporating chess into their lesson plans, resources, curriculum materials, chess sets, and boards for teachers, student engagement events, events to foster a sense of community and healthy competition, research and evaluation of testing skills after participation in the chess program as compared to prior to beginning the program, collaboration with educational researchers to monitor and evaluate the impact of chess instruction on scholastic achievement, a regular assessment of the cognitive and educational effects of the program, administrative support of the program, and community outreach and awareness campaigns. And be it further resolved that Board of Education that calls upon state legislators, our Department of Education, and other relevant stakeholders to consider these proposals earnestly and act swiftly to implement these necessary changes. And that these copies of this resolution be distributed to the governor, the state legislators, the Tennessee Department of Education, and other relevant parties. So that's the resolution before you tonight.
Are there any questions or comments? Mr. Tidwell?
Thank you, Jeff, for putting that together. Really appreciate that. As we mentioned at the work session, I think chess is something that is very, very beneficial, well beyond just the game. It's an engagement activity that you don't realize how many different things you're participating in when you're doing it. But it does teach you a very important element, which is critical thinking. I'd also like to note that this program that's being brought for you guys tonight is that Rob Mitchell is carrying, and I know that Ms. Maxwell's been involved with as well, that this is not, we're asking funding from the school. They're asking it from the state to get involved in pilots and programs and see what the results of those are, as it has had success in other parts of the country. So I would appreciate any support here.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Ms. Bratton?
Yes.
The thing that's unique and that I'll reiterate what Mr. Tidwell has said about this is that we're asking for this to go statewide and go into all of our schools, into places. This is not just a chess club. This is going to go in places like our alternative schools. And some of these kids that never would have ever seen a chessboard are going to be introduced to the game of chess, which will help them hopefully in the game of life. So I wholeheartedly I appreciate this resolution, and I know that we can all get behind this tonight.
I think so too. Anyone else? I'd like to hear a motion, please.
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Anyone wishing to abstain? We will be sending the resolution on. Thank you. Number 12, engineering and construction.
This is prospective school sites. Over the last several months, the board's looked at multiple potential sites for new schools. This is the case with any development. Each prospective site has its own unique factors that must be considered in order to develop the property for a school. These include such factors as location, topography, soil, sewer utilities, water utilities, road access. Most of the factors affect the overall cost of the development on a parcel. These factors were examined at our previous meeting, our work session on Tuesday. So if the board's interested in pursuing any of these prospective sites, You have a motion before you to authorize Board Attorney Jeff Reed to enter in negotiations for a contract for the possible purchase of any of the three, I guess, that we have looked at. Mr. Reed, I'm happy to.
No, there's just two now. There's two now, right? Okay.
So,
Questions? Concerns? Challenges?
Ms. Bratton?
That's to get the land, right?
Do we have to limit it to just one property, or can we talk to both of the owners?
Can we put both
You can't put
properties?
both.
Okay, yeah, that's what, yeah.
That's what I was wondering.
That's what you wanted to know. Both addresses can go on there. Okay. Anyone else? Mr. Tidwell?
If the board is going to make a motion to include both, I would ask that, actually, I'll start with the motion. Which one is the Brewer property?
The
Stewart Creek.
Stewart Creek?
Stewart Creek, yes.
Stewart Creek.
Okay. I know the Brewers, or at least I know one of the individuals in the Brewer family, so I won't be voting on that property, so I will be making the motion to move forward with negotiations on the other property, so I'd like to separate them, make two motions.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to move forward with approving negotiations for the 5405 Lee Road property.
Second.
Questions? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Anyone wishing to abstain? We have the Lee property. Now, I need to hear a motion from someone else. It's okay.
Go ahead, Tammy.
Tammy?
I would like to make a motion to enter into negotiations for the Brewer property.
Second.
All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Do we have anyone abstaining? Mr. Tidwell, make sure you get that.
For the reasons
Thank you,
just
sir.
disclosed, yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So we have negotiations on those two pieces of property. Number 13, transportation.
so we have transportation with Ms. Brown's requests, and so we heard Ms. Brown and the contractor this earlier a little bit today. And so you see before you on February 1st, 2024, transportation was informed by Ms. Brown to request to reinstate as a driver with Rutherford County Schools. Real call on January 26, 2023, the RCS School Board voted to suspend Ms. Brown for 1 year. The term is now completed. Ms. Brown, as we heard, is actually driving for the city of Murfreesboro, not the school system. Transportation Director Wanda Barnett and Trey Lee reviewed the request and offered possible requirements for reinstatement, and you had those that we discussed on Tuesday night, including not return to the current route, complete Infinity Training Student Management, complete de-escalation course, complete the next 2 years driving for Rutherford County Schools before becoming eligible to be a contractor, complete and update background check, complete drug testing, compliant with all Department of Transportation licensing. Basically, the board needs to decide to approve or disapprove the request with conditions.
Without conditions. Do you have any questions?
Miss,
Yes, ma'am?
I'm sorry. Where were the ones that you said that they had to be required? Dr. Simon said that had to be required.
I think you've got multiple that have to be required, at least the complete and update background checking, Department of Transportation licensing, as we discussed on Tuesday. My recommendation is all of them.
All of them.
If the board wants to reinstate, it would be all.
Madam Chair.
Yes, ma'am?
Mr. Lee, were some of these, or this entire list given to her when she left? Were any of these requirements a year ago? Were these
It was discussed at the board meeting that it was requested and suggested that she did take some de-escalation training and some things like that in the interim while she was suspended. That was a recommendation. It was not a requirement that we made that night. The other items, any driver that's coming back after suspension, the drug test, the background check, compliant with all DOT licensing, current, all those things, S endorsement, all the things that you would have to be a driver for students, that would be for any driver. The other couple of items, we still feel like not to return to the route in which we had the issue with the parents. We feel like that's for any potential students that are still on that bus that may have seen anything. That's to protect the driver and the students. And also, The 2 years, I think that protects the county. And I have nothing against Ms. Brown. I just think it's a way to safeguard the county from her acquiring a contract immediately from coming back, which would make it a little more problematic. It's a little different if you're an employee of a contractor and if you're a contractor. That's the only reason we're asking to delay that process that we have in our contract for 2 years.
Any other questions?
I have a question first.
Yes, sir.
Would you feel like she's met these requirements and would take her back?
I said that night she's a young person, and I did not want to deter her from having a career. I would be speculating at this point because I have not seen any documents or anything that says she has completed anything that we recommended. Had that been the case, and she's a young person, I would think it would be charitable to give her an opportunity. That night we could have suspended her for good, and I recommended that. I did not think that was the idea because she is a young person, and I hate to see anybody lose their career at that age. I know I'm dancing around your question.
I'll answer it. I recommend no. That's just Director of Schools' recommendation. I don't want to put our staff on the spot for that.
Okay, anyone else? I'll entertain a motion, and remember, this can be more than one way, so when you make the motion, you need to make it the way that you want us to vote on it, okay? So I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve with all of the requirements, with all of the conditions for her to come back.
Do I have a second?
Second.
This will be a roll call vote.
Can I ask one question quickly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I see it on here. So there is still a 2-year probation period on this list?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I just want to get,
Anyone else?
yeah,
Mr.
can I get some
Tidwell?
clarity on that? So that 2-year probation period, that's for a contractor though, but she could be starting this fall.
Yes, and that's what, start driving, and then you can't become a contractor for 2 years if everything goes well.
Anyone else? Ms. Darby?
Mr. Lee, are there any, having not been through this before, are there any plans in place for like check-ins or reviews through that 2-year probationary period when someone comes back from a suspension?
In my 5 years of doing this, we have not done this. We've typically terminated contractors. We have not suspended for issues such as this. I was giving grace a year ago.
How would you feel about doing a semester or quarterly review as she's going through that probationary period to communicate?
We can pull video at any time now, so it's a little easier for us with the camera systems that we have now, so it would be easier to periodically, randomly just pull video to see how it's going. I think quarterly conversations would be something that would be appropriate, and anything that we were to see out of line would be immediate.
Dr. Sullivan?
My biggest concern would be they're not our employees. And so I worry about what that risk comes involved when they're not our employees, as far as monitoring and those different types of things. So they'd be the contractor's employee, not ours.
But how do
Definitely
you
see where you're coming from. but-
Yeah, so how would you normally handle, like if a subcontractor did something and you had to pull a video on it, how would you normally handle that?
They're suspended till we investigate, and then usually they're terminated. And
I guess for me, I wouldn't view this any differently. We're allowing her to come back from a suspension. I think quarterly reviews for me, I think would be appropriate. I don't know if that needs to maybe go through her contractor so that the contractor can communicate. but I don't,
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
I think it'd be unique because the contractor's the parent. And so that would be a concern. Again, it's whatever the will of the board is. I just, from a legal perspective, have some concerns the way that the current bus contract is and then putting other stipulations in place.
would Mr. Reed or Ms. Ridley be able to speak to that contract a little bit as far as legal goes with reviews?
First, the bus driver is not an employee of the school system. So the bus driver is an employee of the contractor, the bus contractor. So we can either approve or deny. When a driver is suspended like this, we can't have the right to say, well, you can't drive with us anymore. But to have continuing supervisory authority over it is really more of an employer role than our role because we're just someone who hires a contractor to drive our buses.
Dr. Sullivan?
The reason I bring that up is we get asked quite a bit by some of our contractors that want to be considered employees for benefits. And so that's the reason I tried to draw the line in public. They get asked about that quite a bit. How come I'm not a contract employee? You tell me when I have to be there, and when I don't have to be there, I deserve benefits. So that's what we get quite a bit.
Ms. Sharp?
Could we add one more stipulation to the list, 120-day time period review, and if after that there's no issues, can we?
You can't, well, you can add that if the board chooses to do it.
She doesn't have to do it.
Pardon?
Did you say she didn't have to do that?
You can add whatever conditions you have, which you have a list of conditions here that have been proposed that you guys have looked at. If there are additional conditions you want to require as a condition to her being allowed to drive the school system for a period of time, you can add an additional condition if you would choose to do that, such as the one that you recommended.
I don't think we can do that with a motion on the floor, however.
Well, correct. So there's a motion on the floor.
Right.
Yes.
Are we allowed to ask Ms. Rosales if she would like to amend it to include that?
We can amend it to add I make a motion to amend I make a motion to amend the current motion to approve with the conditions, include making the change to have a period review in 120 days.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Now we can vote on the whole motion. Okay. And the whole motion again is to approve with all these conditions. Is that correct? Plus the addition of the 120 days.
Correct.
That is correct. We will have a roll call vote.
Mrs. Darby?
Yes.
Mrs. Maxwell?
No.
Ms. Sharp?
Yes.
Mrs. Rosales?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
No.
Mr. Tidwell?
Yes.
Mrs. Bratton?
No.
That's 3 noes, 4 yes.
Motion passed. Number 14, Blackman Elementary logo.
So Blackman Elementary is requested to change their logo to a B from the light bulb. We discussed this on Tuesday. They are the Intellectual Sparks. That is not changing. They are leaving their mascot as the Sparks. They would just like to use the Blackman B. Recommended motion to approve the change of the Blackman Elementary logo to a B as presented.
Questions? Do I hear a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Thank you. I had to read the whole.
Who seconded that? Ms. Darby, thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Anyone wishing to abstain? We have approved the change of Blackman Elementary logo. Insurance. Nothing? Okay. Financial report.
Nothing to report. We will do the February financial report at our March meeting.
Okay.
And then other than we're in the middle of budget season as well, and so principals submitted, I've shared that with the board. Departments are in the middle of, they're going to start meeting with us next week. Then we'll have all that information compiled for our board retreat.
Director's update.
So just a couple quick things. First, we had a great visit with Commissioner of Education today, Commissioner Reynolds at Siegel High School at our aviation programs. We appreciate her coming to Rutherford County. Appreciate Siegel High School and the board members that could attend. Appreciate you guys being there and showcasing even more of what our students could do. Second is that, yeah, that was a nice timing. Second is just we received a donation out of Miss Ida Reed's will, who passed away last year, I believe. Yes, August 16th, 2023, at the age of 99. So Ida Reed. She was preceded by her husband in death, William Reed, a prominent educator in Rutherford County Schools. So Ida graduated from Central High School, Tennessee, the College for Women at MTSU, where she earned her master's degree. She was a librarian and traveled across the state with the Tennessee State Library and Archives Bookmobile service. Later, she joined the library faculty at MTSU and earned the rank of assistant professor, and was very involved in making sure that she supported women entering non-traditional educational fields. And so as part of her will, she donated over $10,000 to the Rockville Middle School library. I will tell you, when you that is an amazing gift and when somebody passes, but it was a little concerning when Commissioner Reed called to talk to me about the library. I was just want to point that out there. I didn't know where we were going. So this took a very positive turn very quickly.
That's
So
awesome.
Rockville Middle is in the process of receiving that gift.
Director Sullivan, I said that, I think I made a comment last time. I just want to let you know, I had the pleasure of knowing Ida Reed my entire life. Went to First Baptist Church, and she is the most lovely lady on the planet, and this is an honor that she has bestowed upon us, and she was a great lady, and I'm
She
glad
was
she did.
greatly loved at MTSU. She was at the library many, many years, and we all knew her.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
The
it's
fact
very
that
nice.
somebody that's a librarian that has a last name of Reed, you just can't beat that.
That's true. She had no choice.
It's like we have him who's over elementary science here. You just can't get better than that. Two other quick things. We have Health and Education meeting on Tuesday. We do not have any budget amendments for Health and Ed. The Springs Empowered Charter, Jared will be there to discuss some updates. We will also have Dr. Halford there to talk about fine arts. So that is Tuesday. Again, we're not asking for any votes or anything, just more of an informational session. We also are entering the spring, and so with spring, we hope to be done with snow, but we start to look at severe weather a little bit differently. I know this board is aware, but what we kind of look at is anything that is that level 4 or 5, once it hits during arrival or dismissal is what we are looking for when we have to make decisions about school. And we have over 25, 30,000 kids that are on a bus every day. That's something we have to take into account. So just wanted to mention that.
And am I correct in saying a bus can tip at 50 miles an hour?
What's the state recommend?
50.
Yeah.
You can actually tip at 40, can it? Maybe not with all the children on it. It's hard to say. So,
All I've got.
that's all you got? Okay. Ms. Rosales, do you have something to add? Are they working hard up there?
I have not been able to go this week, but yes, they are. The good news is that I have, since October, I've been working on looking at an option and thinking outside of the box. You know, one of the biggest challenges that we're having here in Rutherford County is that we're a growing county, and we know there's needs, and with that comes needs and demands. And we do know that our schools are overcrowded, and we do need to build new schools. And so one thing that I've been talking with our legislators is to include another section within the TISA funding model to speak into that. So it'll generate money that can be used towards capital projects. It could be for buying lands, it could be for a new building project, renovations, it could even go towards your buying HVAC, whatever, it doesn't matter. So I proposed to them, as I sat with quite a few of our lawmakers, is to bring a portion of the BEP formula that will look into the square footage of the space of that the child will take depending on the grade band, and not to replicate the wheel, reinvent the wheel, but rather to just marry that. And the good news is that Representative Mike Sparks has taken into an interest on this, and as of today, legal is working on it, and there should be a bill filed within the next week. So I'm really excited about that. There's no promises that can be made, but at least we're trying to bring solutions and alternatives to generate funding so that we can pay down the loan that we will have to get for building new schools. So I'm excited about that and looking forward to that. The other thing I want to tell you is that on March 18, if you guys want to watch a hearing of the House, and I believe the House committee is meeting at 1:30 p.m. on Tuesday, they are going to be tackling all of the safety bills, including the bill that thank you very much, the board, I've been championing and leading, and that is providing safety training for active shooters for all of our substitute teachers across the state. That is going to be heard that day, and then I'm believing it's going to pass, and once it passes, it'll go on towards the next committee and make it towards where it makes it to the full commission. So there's going to be a lot of movement and happening and going on. Also, I want to say that the commissioner of the Department of Education came down today, and I just want to tell you that she sent me a personal text and said that she was glad to be here, and it made her day. So I'm glad that we were able to be a little bit of a bright spot in her life. So thank you.
Was she impressed?
She was very impressed.
She should
She
have
was
been.
very impressed.
It was
Very
great.
impressed. And I don't think Tyra is here, but
No, I think she's gone.
she left. But thank you, Tyra, because she really talked about a lot about all the good things that has been doing here in Rutherford County with our safety programs.
Thank you. Ms. Sharp?
Thank you. So I heard from Representative Stevens today, and some of the other resolutions that we had done, the one with the driver's license has made it through one of the committees, and it's going to another committee next week.
The one with the driver's license?
The one with the driver's
Okay.
license. We did a resolution and said that the driver's license would be restricted, or they couldn't have them from a certain amount of time if they made bomb threats or some kind of social media threat. So we're looking for ways to kind of try to deter that. So that one's going forward. Also, he said, in the is it Freedom Scholarship? What is they're not calling it vouchers, it's called.
It's ESA, the Education Savings
So, the savings account, that there was, it's a lot of pork in there, just let me be plain. There's a lot of pork in there. And one of the large ticket items, they were going to give us $100 per student. So it would give us about $5 million for, to kind of use for whatever we want to as the fastest growing or something along that lines. So he talked about, which we had heard, the insurance, paying some of the insurance and some of the other things for the stipulations. So we've got some movement on some of our resolutions.
Did you say that was in the voucher bill?
Yes, ma'am. There's a lot of pork in the voucher.
Oh, okay, that's what I wanted to make
Yes,
sure
so
I
I've got
understood
to
you.
make a clarification on that. So that is the House side.
Yes, it
The
is the House
Senate side has not gone there. So one clarification that I'm going to make about, yes, you're absolutely correct about those pieces that you mentioned, but in particular with the capital maintenance, one of the biggest things that I talked to them was that previously the BEP had a component for capital expenditures. However, there were restrictions on it. You were told what to do with it. And I explained to them that with a fast-growing district like ours, we will like to have the freedom and flexibility to use whatever we need for this to be in regards to capital expenditure. So both bills, I don't know how it's going to come out, whichever it is, but with the ESA bill and also the one that Mike Sparks is talking about, is also presenting, will be about capital expenditures with zero restrictions. That will empower the districts to make the decisions that's best for what that money should be allocated in regards to capital expenditure.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else?
One more thing.
Okay.
I spoke with Miss Chloe, who was the only young lady that was at Siegel today, and I invited her to come and speak to the board and do our pledge. She'll be here either March 19th or March 20th. And I told her she could bring anyone with her that she wants to come and speak. So
And she's going to talk about the program a
she's
little
going to talk
bit.
about the
Okay.
drug program, yes.
Okay.
Chairman, Ms. Bratton.
Yes.
I wrote this down so I would not forget it because I was supposed to talk about this on Tuesday and I forgot. So I know you guys love going to the schools for different events. Well, there's an event that's going to be held March 1st at 2 p.m. in Riverdale's gym, and they've been doing this for many, many years, and it's their Brave the Shave for St. Baldrick's Warriors Battle Childhood Cancer. It is a tremendous event. They line up these different hairdressers and barbers, and all these kids get up there and adults go up there, and I've not done it. I do donate, but I'm not gonna, I don't think I have a nice looking head. I just don't think it would look good bald. So, so if anybody wants to come by, it's March 1st, 2 o'clock in the gym at Riverdale, and it's fantastic.
Can we do shave or shaving cream? That's a little bit less than, like last year, remember? Just a little bit less of a commitment.
Oh, you could put shaving cream?
Yeah.
I'm going to say this, I know that Dr. Sullivan's family has been involved in this
We
with
have.
Declan, so,
Then, yep, we're an honor family with St. Baldrick.
yeah. So, you're an honor family? Wow. Anyone else?
Yes, Ms. Bratton?
Yes.
Okay, so I want to propose an idea to the board, and hopefully everyone will be in agreement to do. So today, we showcase the CTE program for aviation. I would like to make a recommendation to have a group of students or the principal or the teacher or wherever to showcase and present to the board an example of the many different type of CTE programs that we have. So I know we've had robotics folks come here and speak. I know we have a cosmetology CTE program. We've got a business and marketing CTE program. We've got an IT CTE program, and I think it'll be really good for the community to see the types of different CTE pathways that we have here available in the district. So I would like to make the recommendation to invite some groups of these different types of programs, and Tyra can make the recommendations of who and whether school, and then ask them to present that to the board, and so the community can have a...
I'd like to piggyback on that, if you don't mind.
No, I don't mind.
Ms. Darby asked me a little, I've done a new thing with the pledge. We used to just kind of run around hoping that somebody knew the pledge right before we'd get somebody to do it. So I assigned the pledge to these people. The assignment says you may invite someone else, and Mr. Tidwell's done this, you've done this, to come in and do something and do the pledge. If you want to do that, please let Dr. Sullivan know so that, or Don, that we can do it into Rutherford Proud, and then they can also do the pledge. Does that make sense? And then that way we can kind of cover all of that at once. So if you mention something else, Ms. Darby, and that would be fine, and whenever you get ready to do that, if you'll just let us know. And anyone else, I think it does. We are in our schools very frequently. We do kind of know what's going on. And I think that gives you an opportunity to bring in some of your people or some of the programs that you've seen. It doesn't have to be your school necessarily. It can be any of the schools. But that'll kind of kill two birds with one stone. Is that okay?
Whatever the board wishes to do.
Okay, there. All right, anyone else? Now, I would like to... Yes, we are. Are we in general discussion?
I don't think you ever
Yes.
called it, but yes.
No, we're in general
Now,
discussion.
I love that we are now.
We could have just jumped into it.
Number 20, general discussion. Would you like to speak, Dr. Sullivan?
I would not.
I would like to speak. Some of you may know this, but not everyone does. We kind of have a celebrity amongst us. Dr. Sullivan has participated for the past year in a recognition and a very difficult building of national certification for superintendents. I have something I want to read to you, and then we can all jump up and down and scream. More than 30 public school system leaders across the country were recognized for taking significant steps toward improving their schools and advancing their careers by successfully completing the AASA National Superintendent Certification. The program, administered by the AASA, is a collaborative effort with state affiliates, businesses, and corporate leaders. Through its in-depth curriculum, dynamic in-person and virtual sessions, one-on-one mentoring, capstone project. This certification process is spread over 20 months and is tailored for superintendents who have been in the job 7 years or fewer, or those seeking to refresh their skill set. The forums, seminars, and coaching provide opportunities to define and examine issues that surface in real-life situations. These issues include providing world-class instructional leadership, building and managing a district budget, mastering effective communication and political skills, using 21st century technology effectively in instruction and management, managing superintendent, school board relations, and designing a career path for oneself. It is said to best serve the students, staff, and families that make up learning communities across the country, today's future-driven superintendent must possess these skills, knowledge, creativity, and professional networks necessary to thrive on the job. Dr. Sullivan is the only superintendent in the state of Tennessee with this national certification, and he is the third ever to ever get it in the state of Tennessee. We need to give this man a round of applause.
Speech.
He has also been asked, it's funny you should say that, to speak during the Tennessee Organization of School Superintendents Legislative Conference in March. So he has been invited to do so. And he has a lovely, let me show y'all, a lovely certificate. Just doesn't seem like enough for this much work. That's not enough for all those hours. But we are very, very proud, and we are very, very proud to have the only superintendent in the state of Tennessee that has fulfilled these obligations. Ms. Sharp?
Congratulations, Dr. Sullivan. If I could make a recommendation, I think I copied Mr. Lee on this. Mr. Young suggested that we use this form going forward. If I didn't, I'll send it to you. It's for the site work.
Move to adjourn.